Galveston police are investigating an attack that happened Wednesday afternoon involving 2 pit bulls.
Yeah, that attack put one man in the hospital, and police say they have one of the dogs in custody, and at last check, they're still looking for the second dog. Our Janelle Bluta has more on what happened and how dog trainers say you should handle a pet that may be aggressive. Janelle?
Galveston police say several citations have already been issued to one of the dog's owners, and they say more charges will be coming. Dog trainers say attacks like these really only happen when the pup's owner is irresponsible. The entire attack was over in just minutes, but those minutes will stay with John Jones forever.
It's always going to be a constant reminder that I need to be definitely aware of my surroundings.
We spoke with him yesterday about the dog attack that sent John to the hospital Wednesday night with bite wounds on his arm and ankle.
It just basically comes down to accountability.
Galveston police have identified the pit bull mixed dog, saying one of them has been involved in previous biting incidents.
So when I see any kind of an issue with a dog attack or whatever, it's because it's an irresponsible dog owner situation.
Okay. Now, this is the woman I want to respond to. Stephanie, right? Stephanie Bennett. I sent you a message, multiple messages. I left a message on your YouTube channel. I sent you a tweet. I know you got it. And I am responding to this misinformation right here. Let me rewind that.
Them has been involved in previous biting incidents.
So when I see any kind of an issue with a dog attack or whatever, it's because it's an irresponsible dog owner situation.
Stephanie Bennett, owner of Believe in Dog Training, says pit bulls get a bad rap and says that's because of irresponsible owners.
If they are not given what they need and they are abused or, neglected or tortured or anything like that, then we're certainly going to start having these kinds of issues.
Wait a minute. On what basis do you assume that every dog that attacks someone was, or should I say, on what basis do you conclude? Because this is not, it's an assumption, but you're stating it as a matter of fact. How did you find this out? This simple question. How did you discover this? That every single dog that attacked someone was abused or wasn't giving something. She said, if you don't give a dog what it needs. What do dogs need to stop them from attacking people? What is this magical ingredient that dog lovers are not giving dogs already? What more do they need? Food, water, shelter, and love, according to you all. Don't tell me that you co-sign with the idea of training these things by being the alpha, by using physical discipline. No, you don't. I've seen your website. You co-sign with the idea of training these things with love, hugs, and kisses. Are you going to blindly assume that all of these people, let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. This is just a snippet of some of the women killed by their own dog. How did you find out that all of these women abused these dogs? How did you find that out? How did you find out that all of these women and this man was killed by his dog? How did you discover that they failed to give the dog something that it needed to stop it from attacking? What exactly do you need to give a dog to prevent it from attacking you and other people? Do y'all notice they never specify what these mutants supposedly need? And regardless, they have no way to prove that they have found out or discovered that these dogs were denied anything, that these dogs were abused at any point in their life. In fact, several of these stories where a dog attacks, the owner and the family says they've raised it since a puppy and raised it with love. So you are blindly calling all of those people liars with this statement that you just made. I sent you messages telling you that you have put out misinformation to the public. And I am explaining to you why it's misinformation. And I know that there's nothing you can say in response. Now let's finish this story here.
If they are not given what they need and they are abused or, neglected or tortured or anything like that, then we're certainly going to start having these kinds of issues.
She says they often get calls about training aggressive dogs of any breed.
90% of those calls, especially when they call first and say growling, lip lifting, whatever, all of that is about fear. And that's communication.
And says allowing the dog to communicate and understanding what it's saying can keep it.
Now, y'all heard that. Y'all heard that. Let me rewind that, because this sounds so false.
Percent of those calls.
Let's rewind that.
Anything like that, then we're certainly going to start having these kinds of issues.
She says they often get calls about training aggressive dogs of any breed.
90% of those calls, especially when they call first and say growling, lip lifting, whatever, all of that is about fear.
Oh, so the calls that she get in regard to aggression, where nobody has abused the dog, nobody's done nothing, nobody's denied the dog anything, because she is referencing to dog trainers. Did y'all hear what they said? That she gets calls from trainers. Listen.
Dogs of any breed.
Listen.
Then we're certainly going to start having these kinds of issues.
She says they often get calls about training aggressive dogs of.
They often get calls about training aggressive dogs. And then they show two professional dog trainers at work training these dogs. So we are assuming that these people are not abusing these mutts or anything like that. Now, I would imagine that also includes people who raise their own dog from a puppy and call her, requesting her services and asking her about aggression in their particular dog. So when she doesn't blame the owner for abusing or denying the dog what it needs, she's saying that this is the reason for the aggression.
Of any breed.
90% of those calls, especially when they call first and say growling, lip lifting, whatever, all of that is about fear.
That is misinformation. A dog growling is not necessarily because it's afraid of anything. It's usually because they are not afraid. You know, they growl often right before they attack. And sometimes they attack infants, toddlers. You're going to try to tell me that, one, you are a mind reader. You can read a dog's mind. And two, that all of those dogs were afraid of those toddlers? We can conclude that what you're saying is false based on how much of a stretch of the imagination you would have to make to say that it's true. You cannot possibly prove anything like that. No, we're not going to listen to your assumptions and you saying that dogs attack out of fear. And let me ask you something. Why are they always in fear? That's a problem in itself. Don't tell me that fear is the excuse. If that's the case, then ban them because they are always getting afraid of things. Ban them for their unwarranted fear. Do you understand? You're dealing with a deadly creature. And if, according to you, this creature gets afraid of any and everything that's non-threatening, nobody ever has any intention on inflicting harm on these things. Why do they, out of the blue, develop this fear anyways? Humans do not have a culture of beating on these things. There's a certain group of people who raise dogs who use physical discipline. But these things are born aggressive. And you're putting out misinformation. Look at this. I've gone over this before. Look at this. These are puppies. These things are born with a natural instinct to attack. You're not going to tell me that these puppies are, and listen, this may not be a full-on attack. What they're doing is training. They're play fighting. It's a natural, say it with me, natural instinct. You're not going to tell me that they learned this behavior of bite, attack because they were abused and some evil human was beating on them. Now, pay close attention to this. That toy represents prey. Puppies come out of the womb with a natural instinct to bite and kill. Look at that. That toy represents prey. And that prey could be an infant, toddler. You understand? Look at the function. Look at how they operate. They are ripping prey to shreds. They are training, killing, practicing, mutilating. So where are you getting this idea that they don't know how to do this? That they're not born with an instinct to fight and attack? Where is that coming from? Prove it. Look at this. And you see that? You see the mother walk up and participate in this training? Again, that thing represents prey. So it's irrefutable. See, and what happens is these dogs grow up and they become a lot more efficient at attacking and killing, just like all other predators do in the wild. You look at lion cubs, they learn how to kill prey first by practicing play fighting with each other. Are y'all really see? Y'all playing dumb, and I have to sit here and repeat the obvious. All predators on Earth have an instinct of attacking, killing. And when they are puppies, you can see it. And when they get older, they'll eventually act out this behavior on your child or on someone else. May not be you, sometimes it will be you. But you have no basis to argue that these things are harmless until some human beats on them or denies them some magical need, some mysterious need that none of you have specified yet. That is ridiculous. That is embarrassing. Now let's finish this.
And that's communication.
And says allowing the dog...
Wait.
Growling, lip lifting, whatever, all of that is about fear. And that's communication.
And says allowing the dog to communicate and understanding what it's saying can keep it from acting out.
I think that dog bites are 100% preventable if we're just responsible dog owners.
Michael Curran with Houston Dog...
Wait a minute.
Allowing the dog to communicate and
She called that communication when it growls or licks its lips. Dogs always lick their lips. What are you talking about? They lick their lips when they're not in fear. What are you talking about? They always lick their lips. They lick their lips for several reasons. Is that true or not? Is that true or not? Okay. Okay, let's check. Why dogs lick their lips? Why they lick their lips? I always spell there wrong. Okay, here we go. What's the first thing they say here? Dogs can lick their lips for many reasons. Many reasons. many reasons, including the obvious desire for a tasty treat, so when it's hungry, or to remove irritants such as food particles or sand. They also lick their lips when their goal is to lick the snot out of their own noses. When mucus drains out of their nostril, they lick it. Has nothing to do with fear. So, ma'am, what are you talking about? Why are you putting out misinformation?
Understanding what it's saying can keep it from acting out.
I think that dog bites are 100%.
Oh, yeah? So if it's licking its lips and growling because it's angry and about to attack, you're telling me that you possess the ability to stop the attack or to neutralize the attack after it starts attacking? No, you don't. No, you don't. If it starts to attack you, and keep in mind, we're talking about pit bulls, it's going to latch on to you, hold and shake. What you going to do? What you going to do, magical human? You about to show us your superpowers and stop an attacking pit bull? What you going to do? Ah! Ah! All you're going to do is scream for help. Is that true or not? That's true. See, I told y'all, these people sound insane. And I'm not making a stretch of the imagination or reality or the facts. They sound insane, people. And it's based on the simple, obvious facts. We've seen this pattern time and time again. We've never seen a woman or a man by him or herself stop a full-on attack by a pit bull. So basically what she's suggesting right now is the supervision narrative. Oh, you just need proper supervision, and the person supervising will see the lip licking, hear the growling, and be able to stop the attack with their super doggy powers. Nutters. The time of brainwashing the public with this goofy, corny, nonsensical babble is over. It's over.
Preventable if we're just responsible dog owners.
No, they're preventable if they're not in society. Yes, they are preventable. 100% they're preventable. But you can't have them in society and say that they're 100% preventable. Do y'all know that's an overt and obvious lie? This is the best their experts come with fantasy, delusional talk. You think we can have a society full of pit bulls, and as long as they give the dog what it needs and can see these magical signs that you all talk about, that nobody will ever be attacked? That is a lie. Dogs manipulate restraints and barriers. Talking about pit bulls, they will snap for no reason whatsoever. At any moment, they do all the time. They have shown consistency, and their attacks have been increasing. There is a guaranteed number and percentage of people who will be attacked, severely mutilated, and killed every year. That means nothing works. All you experts, whatever, you've been putting out this goofy information for decades, and it's only getting worse. The more of you come out talking the way you're talking, the more attacks. The more attacks. It's like with every extra 100,000 dog trainers that make a YouTube channel, there's an extra 500,000 attacks within each year.
Michael Kern with Houston Dog Behavior trains pups and their owners virtually.
Because it's 90% training to humans.
He says aggressive behavior can stem from both nature and nurture, saying some dogs, whatever breed, are genetically predisposed to aggression. So that's where the owner can help.
What? Yeah, some of them are prone to aggression. And the owner got some magical ability to remove their genetics?
Can have the worst setup dog as far as genetics, but they can be the sweetest dog on the planet.
Okay. You're doing right talking about one individual dog. And you're talking about one small portion of time. You cannot make a statement like that and have it apply to every dog. We don't know which dogs are going to snap and attack, so they're inappropriate to have in society. It's not rocket science, nutters.
If the nurture element is addressed.
No. Stop assuming that every dog that has attacked had some nurturing elements that were not addressed. Get out of here. More nonsensical stuff that you cannot prove. Stop it. These wild, sweeping assumptions about the owners of dogs that attack someone has to stop. You got to get in the habit of calling this out immediately. Now, this nonsense surfaced 2 days ago. It made several articles about this foolishness. This is her website, Stephanie Bennett. Look at this. You see, when people or so-called experts have this approach to dog behavior, where they come in the door with love and projecting the idea that these things are harmless and blameless, and they're always victims, you're going to be a liar. You're going to twist any and all information that suggests these things are a safety hazard. You're going to twist it to blame people. We all know this. She has a YouTube channel. Okay? She has a YouTube channel. And I want to hear from her. I want to hear from her. You got people online checking out your work, Stephanie Bennett. And it's not looking good. This is not good for your reputation. For people to do research into the things that you say and your expert advice. Okay? How did you discover that all of these victims, these people who were attacked by their dog, how did you find out that all of the people who were attacked by someone else's dog, in particular this story where this article is found, they're talking about an attack where this mutt.
Both say if you're
Worst setup
dogs, whatever breed.
Let me see.
Attack that happened, investigating an attack that happened Wednesday afternoon involving 2 pit bulls.
Yeah, that attack put one man in the hospital.
Attacked this man. This man was minding his business. Minding his business. Y'all see, you see the attack right there. This man got a couple sticks and he's hitting the ground or whatever to get him off, to keep him off. Ma'am, how did you magically discover that those pit bulls were denied something that they need? How did you discover that those pit bulls were abused? Nothing but wild guesses. Okay? So the information you gave here is wild guesses, assumptions, lies, none of it based on logic, common sense, or facts. If that's what you call expertise and expert advice, I don't want none of that. Okay? I feel like it's my responsibility to call out, to keep up with these so-called experts and call out their lies as soon as they put it out. And I got my work cut out for me. You can see all these links up here. And that's just for a couple days. I think I went 2 days without creating any content. And I feel like I'm behind a good 4 or 5 days. Because these things are such a menace. Always attacking someone somewhere for absolutely no reason. Almost all the time. No reason at all. We all know that dogs do this. They have a natural desire to kill, to attack. This is why they attack livestock all the time. And they don't eat any of those animals. They go through, kill one, kill another, kill dozens just to kill them. You're not going to tell me that this is the result of abuse, some evil human. No. Our 2 eyes tell us that these things do this because it's in their nature. They're born with the natural instinct. They come out of the womb biting, fighting, attacking. You're not going to deny that. I know you're not. We have to enforce or promote common sense. The fact is, we don't know which dogs, we don't know which pit bulls are going to attack. I believe almost all dogs bite someone at some point during their lifetime. We don't know which ones are going to launch lethal attacks. So the only way to know is to find out through experience. After someone has been torn apart, then we know which dogs are bad, or what you call bad. There's no way to find out which ones will attack. So you're asking us to gamble, to take the chance. And again, this woman was talking about pit bulls. Pit bulls launch destructive attacks, flesh and bone crunching attacks. These are not poodle bites. Okay, let's stop playing dumb. Now the question is it worth the risk? Where if you have one of those bad dogs, you could die. An innocent child could die, a baby. They could be mutilated, disfigured, traumatized for life. It's permanent. You're telling me we should take the chance anyways? Just because what? Because you love them? No, thank you. We're talking about pit bulls. We're talking about bully breeds. Ban them and drive them into extinction. Stop breeding them. Spay and neuter all of them. They were bred to be weapons. Their breed makes them inherently more dangerous. The fact is, you always have to factor human error, like I've mentioned several times. That also applies to dog ownership. So assuming that you're right, assuming that all it takes is the right way of raising them, we have to factor human error. There's no way for you to guarantee that everybody raises their pit bull the way you think they should raise them. So they need to be banned. It's as simple as that. But we all know these things were bred to kill. It's in their nature. They're wired to kill. it is because they are pit bulls that they won't stop attacking, that they clamp down, hold, and shake, that they do not respond to appeasement behavior. If you retreat from the attack, they will continue to attack you. And that is because of their breed. Inherently more dangerous, inherently more aggressive. Their refusal to cease their attack is a display of aggression. When these things attack, usually they're still attacking. When the police officers and animal control arrive, it's a prolonged, gory attack. You say all bites are bites. You know, the scene, I can't show it here, is night and day. Someone gets bitten by a poodle, okay. You won't even notice it until they show you the mark. Someone bitten by a pit bull, they're sitting in a pool of blood. They're covered in blood. The dog is covered in blood. The dog is still attached to their arm. It's holding and shaking. It's also biting in several different areas of the victim's body, and it won't stop attacking. People are hitting it, and it will not cease its attack. Do you know how different of a so-called bite that is from a bite from a poodle? Okay? And this is all because of its genetics. So it is time to stop playing games. It's time to stop listening to these so-called experts spew these lies and misinformation. It's time for us to refuse to sit back, look at our watch, and wait for the next story like the one we recently heard about, where the lady and the husband and wife, the couple, lost 2 babies. Okay, it's time to stop that. Here you go, ma'am. Wait a minute. Sorry about that. Got volume here. See, this is not a poodle. This is not a poodle. Now, let's say the Chihuahua bit 10 people. Those people are just fine. 10 bites to 1. After Chihuahua bit 10 people, here's the 1 bite from the pit bull. Most people would rather have been bitten by the Chihuahua 10 times. This is why they need to be banned. Because these are pit bulls, these attacks are not only prolonged, there's no end to them. You have adults beating on them, and it only makes the attack worse. They only hold and shake more vigorously. Their brains release opioids. They cannot feel pain. Anybody who owns these things are guilty of endangerment and really endangering everyone in society. I don't want to hear a goofy story about some mutt that you met somewhere. I don't want to see no goofy video with goofy music in the background. I don't want to listen to your babble that's really offensive about how mutts that attack because of some evil human somewhere, or some owner. Somehow, I don't know how you find this out, some owner failed to give the mutt what it needs. And it's time to ban these worthless, good-for-nothing, parasitic mutants. Now, I'm going to most likely produce several short live streams today because I need to focus on particular. I have too much material, even for a random dog nuttery video. It's too much. This material that you see at the top of this screen right here, all these links, that's a good 2-3 hours worth of material. So I'm gonna have to break this up. Stephanie Bennett, I hope to hear from you. I created this video to highlight the flaws in your expertise. You should have a problem with that. You shouldn't be comfortable with people questioning your expertise and actually breaking it down. This is a strong objection. This video is not going anywhere. It's going to linger. It's going to stay here and serve as a source that discredits you. Do you have anything to say in response? Do you want to plead your case? You have a YouTube channel. Share your thoughts in the comment section, or you can produce your own video and enlighten us, enlighten me if we have made an error somewhere. Big shout out to everybody able to join me for this live stream. I look forward to you all joining me later on today as I get busy and knock out some of these issues. I feel good about this channel. I shared a video by Chef and Animal Uncontrol. Chef and Animal Uncontrol. I've taken the position of like the attack dog. My platform, I use it as an attack dog. The irony, right? While a lot of other channels are just producing some very insightful educational material that is very important for us to do. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna do a video on this one right here. Check out this video here. I'm telling y'all, this dog lover world, they don't have a leg to stand on in any department, whether it's service dogs, therapy mutts, everything that they're used for, it's a detriment. There are far too many downsides to having them as service dogs, as therapy animals, as pets, as companions, even as guard dogs. Every reason, every purpose that they supposedly serve is really a detriment. And there's always a cleaner, safer alternative. And it's so important to put emphasis on that, to highlight that. Because right now, they are on a roll trying to project dogs as alternatives for medicine. Right, they're at the peak of trying to normalize these things and fit them into every aspect of human society. So it's important to put this information out. See, I'll check out this video, and that includes people with disabilities. That includes blind people, everything. I don't care what your little worthless service mutts do. And I don't care if they are harmless. I don't care if they're scared of everything and won't attack nobody. It's too nasty. It's too disgusting to have in society, especially now in this heightened state of awareness of diseases and pandemics going around here. It is time to evolve. It's time to evolve. And if our lawmakers and whatnot don't want to push this evolution, we will do it from the grassroots. Big shout out to everybody able to join me for this live stream. And I hope you join me for the next as we continue with this merciless crusade against these worthless, good-for-nothing mutants and their enabling owners.